The unraveling of a marriage. I chanced upon a message on my husband Sam's phone. He had booked an opulent day European tour for the National Day holiday. A smile crept across my face. He always relished these little surprise antics. However, when the holiday arrived, the surprise never materialized. Instead, he informed me that he had to go on a business trip. Shortly after, I came across a post on his secretary's social media. It was a picture of her under the Bridge of Sighs in Venice with the caption, "The kiss you gave was on my lips, but it captured my heart." The accompanying image depicted a passionate kiss between Sam and his secretary Bianca. I saved the photo and sent it to the family group chat, typing, "Congratulations, you're getting a new daughter-in-law." Chapter. The family group explosion. The family group chat erupted into a frenzy. My mother-in-law Lisa was the first to respond. "Is this some kind of misunderstanding?" Sam's cousin exclaimed. "Wow, my cousin sure knows how to play the game." His aunt quickly reprimanded the cousin. "Don't speak nonsense, child." Sam's younger sister chimed in. "Why does this woman look so familiar?" Sam's female cousin replied. "It's probably his secretary, Bianca." After a moment, the group fell silent. Then Sam sent a message. Bianca lost a dare and had to post a kissing photo. As her boss, I couldn't let her embarrass herself, so I helped her out. "Everyone, let it go." Soon after, Sam called me. "Lisa, stop acting like a child. How could you post that photo in the family group chat? You know our family is large and very traditional. Grandpa and Grandma are going to be furious. Take it down immediately." I replied calmly. "Is the photo something that can't be shown? I think it's quite well shot, and the caption matches perfectly." Sam's tone grew impatient. "I already told you it was just a game she lost. Why are you picking a fight with a young girl?" I sat up straight and said seriously, "She kissed my husband. Of course I'm going to take issue with it. If you didn't have such intentions, you wouldn't have allowed this to happen. Sam, I hope you don't make any more mistakes." His tone softened. "All right, I'll be more careful next time. When I return from this business trip, I'll bring you a gift." I glanced at the time and asked, "When will you be back from your trip?" The date he gave me matched the day tour package schedule exactly. It was clear that Sam had betrayed our marriage. A few days later, Sam returned, and I went to the airport to pick him up, not out of clinginess but because it was a family gathering, and we had to appear as a united couple. Sam emerged pushing a luggage cart, with a meek-looking Bianca trailing behind. When she saw me, Bianca hesitated and took a step back timidly. "Madam," she murmured. Sam casually wrapped an arm around me and kissed my cheek. "Honey, thank you for coming." His breath carried a faint trace of another woman's perfume, likely from a recent kiss. I turned my head away and noticed a faint red mark on his collar. I remained silent. Sam seemed completely unfazed. "Honey, let's drop Bianca off first. Then we'll head home together." He opened the front passenger door, explaining that Bianca got car sick. Bianca glanced at me cautiously. "Boss, maybe I should just take a cab." Sam held my hand firmly, his voice authoritative. "It's dangerous for a young girl to be out alone at night. Dropping you off is on the way." Through the rearview mirror, Bianca and I exchanged a loaded glance, our eyes locked in a silent battle, both of us acutely aware of the unspoken tension. I lowered my gaze and asked softly, "Was it just the two of you on this business trip?" Sam replied nonchalantly, "No, other colleagues took different flights." Before getting out, Bianca handed me a box, tilting her head slightly. "Madam, this is a gift I picked out for you. The boss said you like shawls. I hope you like it." I wasn't sure about the color. Sam chuckled. "Lisa prefers more mature colors, unlike you young girls who like playful shades. It's perfect." I felt a pang in my heart and let out a sigh. Chapter. Cracks widening as soon as the car door closed, I straightened up, creating some distance between Sam and me. He frowned. "What's wrong?" I handed him a mirror, allowing him to see for himself. He quickly noticed the lipstick stain and frowned, then explained. "When we got off the plane, Bianca lost her balance and I helped her. It must have happened then." I took a deep breath and turned to face him, my voice a mix of sadness and anger. "Sam, we've been married for 7 years. Before, your secretary never lost her balance and smeared lipstick on you. Since when do they accidentally spray you with perfume or leave marks like this?" He was silent for a moment before apologizing. All right, I'll be more careful in the future. I swallowed my frustration. Although our marriage had initially been a business alliance, we had dated for 2 years before getting married, and there had been real feelings. Now, after 7 years, it felt like it was all falling apart. Before we got out of the car to meet his family, he grabbed my arm, his expression serious. You're mad. Why? Because I didn't spend the holiday with you and went on a business trip with my secretary? When did you become so unreasonable, acting like a spoiled little girl? You know this is a critical time for the company's transformation. I don't have time to guess what's on your mind. I've been overseas for days working hard. I'm exhausted. You need to act like a proper boss's wife, not someone who wears their emotions on their sleeve. I suddenly lost all patience for this charade. I shook off his hand and said coldly, a luxurious day European tour over the National Day holiday, a business trip? Sam, am I the only fool in the world? How sweet was that kiss under the bridge of sighs? Did it steal your heart? I pushed open the car door and walked away without looking back. After tonight's performance as the perfect couple, let's take some time apart to cool off. The family gathering was utterly exhausting. Pretending to be the perfect couple took a toll on me, both physically and emotionally. When I got home, I took a bath, put on my pajamas, and started applying body lotion. Suddenly, Sam gently embraced me from behind. He cooed softly, Honey, I was wrong. I won't pay attention to her anymore. If you don't like her, I'll transfer her to a branch office, all right? I broke free from his embrace. Sam, don't hug me while carrying another woman's scent and lipstick. But before I could fully get away, he pulled me back. I was wrong. Let me shower, okay? You can even peel my skin off if you want. He said this as he leaned in to kiss me. Just then his phone rang. I glanced at it. The caller ID read, Little Miss Clumsy. On the other end of the call, Bianca's coy voice trembled with tears. Boss, what should I do? I brought back the wrong data in the files, and I don't know how to fix it. The contract is being signed tomorrow. What do I do? Her voice was filled with a mix of fear and the kind of girlish dependence that seeks to please a superior. Sam frowned. How could you be so careless? Stay home and I'll come over right away. After hanging up, he put on his coat and told me, This contract is critical. I need to oversee it personally. Go to bed and don't wait up for me. With that, he rushed out the door, braving the cold wind and even forgetting his scarf. I sat silently on the couch and heard my phone buzz. I opened it and saw Bianca's new post on her social media. A serious man is the most handsome, whether it's at work or elsewhere. The attached photo showed Sam under a desk lamp, painting Bianca's nails. The last shred of hope in my heart finally vanished. I locked the door, put on an eye mask and earplugs, knowing he wouldn't be coming back that night. The next morning, as I was having breakfast, the maid asked, Won't Mr. Sam be eating breakfast? I set my utensils down and thought for a moment. Don't bother preparing his breakfast anymore. I don't think he'll be eating at home often from now on. I opened my phone and as expected, I saw another post from Bianca. This time it was a candid photo of Sam sitting at a street-side stall. On the table were 2 bowls and 2 pairs of chopsticks, along with steamed buns and soy milk. Steam was rising around his face, giving it a hazy glow. Her caption read, The happiness of earthly life is being together with you. Her endless displays of affection were unbearable. Sam was notoriously picky with food, lactose intolerant, allergic to peanuts, and prone to stomach issues from unhygienic meals. Our home chef's standards were higher than those of a 5-star restaurant, and yet he had abandoned all that for street food. Truly, love had blinded him. Unable to resist, I liked the post. Moments later, the post was deleted. Chapter. The inevitable crisis. My prediction soon came true. Sam ended up in the hospital, suffering from severe vomiting and diarrhea. When I arrived, he was lying there with his eyes half closed, pale as a ghost, receiving an 4 drip. His secretary, Bianca, was by his side, her eyes red and swollen from crying. She looked more heartbroken than I, his wife, did. Sam was still unconscious when Bianca saw me. She immediately stood up and said softly, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I raised a hand to stop her. Of course it's your fault. His hospitalization is thanks to you. Have you thought about how to explain to his family how you single-handedly managed to land Sam in the hospital? Lisa, this has nothing to do with Bianca, Sam said weakly, just waking up. Bianca rushed to his side, her red eyes making her look like a little rabbit. I really didn't know you couldn't eat street food. Next time I'll cook for you myself, okay? Sam stopped her. You should go home. You don't need to stay here to take care of me. I stood up from the sofa and stopped Bianca from leaving. No, she should stay. Who could possibly take better care of you than her? I have work to do and no time to sit around in a hospital. Sam hurried to explain. Last night I stayed up all night fixing the data, and this morning Bianca felt bad and invited me to breakfast. Don't misunderstand. I grabbed my bag and shook my head, cutting him off. Hiring an incompetent secretary is your family's business, not mine. But my husband spent the night fixing data with another woman, and then ended up in the hospital because of some so-called happiness of earthly life. I can't help but be upset. So, I don't want to see you today. Behind me, Bianca's worried voice called out. It's all my fault. Should I go explain to her? Tell her not to be angry, okay? Sam's hoarse voice comforted her. Stop crying. If you keep crying, you'll really look like a little rabbit. That evening, after enduring my mother-in-law's various worries and veiled suggestions, I sighed. It wasn't easy being the daughter-in-law of a wealthy family. Luckily, I wouldn't have to be one for much longer. In the end, I still brought a pot of nourishing soup to the hospital. The door to the VIP room was slightly ajar. Just as I was about to push it open, I heard voices inside. Sam, I kissed you because I truly love you. I don't care that you're married and I don't need you to marry me. I just want to stay by your side. Please don't transfer me away, okay? Please don't abandon me. Her fragile, tearful voice was heart-wrenching. Peeking through the gap in the door, I saw Bianca leaning on Sam, her face streaked with tears, gazing up at him as if he were a god. Her face was filled with admiration and worship. She tilted her face up gently, and her soft lips pressed against his. Please. Finally, she got a response. What started as a tentative kiss turned into a deep, intoxicating kiss that consumed them both. Clang! The thermos in my hand fell to the ground with a loud crash, startling the two who were passionately kissing inside the room. Seeing me standing at the door, Sam froze while Bianca, her face flushed red, shrank behind him. Sam ripped the 4-needle from his hand and rushed toward me, trying to explain. I slapped him hard across the face, sending his head snapping to the side. Get away from me! Bianca rushed forward, stepping in front of him. Madam, how could you hit him? It's all my fault. If you need to hit someone, hit me instead. I looked at the two of them, and a wave of nausea surged through me. I didn't want to waste another word. I turned and started to leave. Lisa, it's not what it looks like, Sam called out behind me. I spun around abruptly and stared at him. Not what it looks like. Then what is it? A 5-minute-long passionate kiss. Are you going to tell me it's just a good working relationship, or that you were comforting a scared little girl? Don't touch me, Sam. You disgust me. I looked at him one last time, my voice cold and resolute. My lawyer will contact you. Sam, I want a divorce. Chapter. The divorce battle. Sam chased me into the elevator, but I swung my bag at him with all my strength and yelled, Get out. Don't share an elevator with me. Even breathing the same air as you feels filthy. Sam stood at the elevator doors, pale and dumbfounded, watching the doors slowly close. The look of disappointment in my eyes seemed to cut him like a knife. When the elevator reached the ground floor, I saw him again. Still wearing his hospital gown and gasping for breath, he had run down the stairs to intercept me at the hospital entrance. Lisa, I'm not divorcing you. Don't say such things out of anger. We can't get divorced. Please listen to me. I pulled my hand away from his grasp. A misunderstanding? You want me to forgive you? Which part of this do you think you can even justify? Sam, I'm utterly disappointed in you. Sam refused to let go of my hand. No, I admit it. I was wrong. I lost my mind. Maybe I felt stifled. She's young, fresh, and I was momentarily blinded. But Lisa, don't cry. When I saw you just now, I realized that the person I truly love, the only one I love, is you. She means nothing to me. It was just a meaningless fling. I looked at him with cold contempt. A meaningless fling, Sam? Your fling seems endless. Are you an actor now? Why not aim for Best Actor at the next award ceremony? What are you saying? That it was just a fling between us? Bianca stepped out of the elevator just in time to hear Sam's words. Tears streamed down her face like falling pearls as she stared straight at Sam. So, everything you said last night was a lie? When you said you loved me in bed, that was a lie. When you called her boring, that was a lie. When you said you'd divorce her and marry me, that was also a lie. What am I supposed to do now? I love you so much. I can't live without you. I'll die without you. Her tearful, pitiful words filled the air as she broke down sobbing. Sam, torn, didn't even have time to comfort her before I turned to leave. Behind me there was a commotion. Bianca had collapsed softly to the ground. Bianca! Sam cried out, rushing to catch her in his arms. He glanced back to find me, but by then, I had already opened my car door and driven off without a backward glance. Lisa! Sam shouted after me, but there was no response. My fiery temper was something I inherited from my father, decisive and relentless. When I returned to the home I shared with Sam, I immediately called a professional moving company to pack up and remove all of my belongings. The elderly housekeeper ran around in a panic, calling Sam's phone, only to find it switched off. Then she called my mother-in-law and father-in-law. I ignored their calls and simply sent a video to the family group chat. This time no one dared to respond. It was a minute high-definition video of Sam and Bianca's passionate kiss. The emotions, language, and intensity of the scene were all perfectly captured. Fiery, passionate, and utterly shameless. I added a single line. Doesn't love like this deserve my blessing? Then I exited the group chat. Starting today, I was no longer part of that family, and would have nothing more to do with them. Sam, with his phone off, was blissfully unaware that outside his little love-struck universe, the entire world was exploding. When I got home, my father jumped up, vowing to head to the hospital to break Sam's legs. My brother, with a cold expression, made calls to our partnered companies, declaring that anyone who continued doing business with Sam's family would become our family's adversary. Our family's legal team worked late into the night, calculating the division of marital and premarital assets and drafting the divorce agreement. Meanwhile, Bianca naively posted a new update on her social media. I love watching you wake up next to me in the morning. The photo was of Sam's sleeping face. It was clear they had both slept very well. I gleefully saved the post and forwarded it to my lawyer. The best thing about young, naive girls is their honesty about love. They love to flaunt it, and every little thing ends up on social media, making evidence gathering almost too easy. Sam might refuse the divorce, but it was no longer up to him. After Sam was discharged from the hospital, he persistently came to my house every day, attempting to see me. But my brother firmly turned him away each time, not even allowing him to cross the threshold. He was so persistent, showing up regardless of the rain or shine. One day my mother, unable to bear his constant presence, looked at him with a disappointed expression and said, "You claim to love Lisa, yet you fool around and betray her. If you don't truly love her, what's the point of all this now? Why are you doing this?" He knelt before my mother, pleading, "Mom, please let me see Lisa. I truly love her. I've been so foolish, making one mistake after another. Please give me a chance to make things right. I'll explain everything to her." My mother sighed and shook her head. I, on the other hand, decided to take a spontaneous trip with my best friend. As we traveled, my best friend playfully tilted her head and said, "You've been cooped up at home for so long after getting married. You've forgotten how exciting the world outside is." We visited the majestic Jade Dragon Snow Mountain to admire the snow, explored the enchanting Shangri-La, and marveled at the beauty of Qinghai Lake. The breathtaking scenery swept away all the gloom in my heart, leaving me with nothing but positive vibes. I realized that all the answers were out there on the road, and freedom was in the wind. I was determined never to be a fool for love again. During this time, Bianca began to openly appear as Sam's girlfriend. My friend sent me screenshots of her social media posts, which frequently featured pictures of her and Sam together. I found it rather amusing. Sam was being so inconsistent. He refused to sign the divorce papers while at the same time flaunting his mistress everywhere. It was as if he didn't care who knew about his affair. When I returned after 2 months, I was greeted with an unexpected sight at the airport. Sam was there, holding a bouquet of flowers. He approached me with a gentle expression. I took a step back and stared at him coldly, saying, "There's no need for this, Sam. Why haven't you signed the divorce papers? You've been having a great time parading around with your mistress. Let's just move on." Sam's eyes flickered with guilt, and he seemed remorseful. "We've been married for so many years. Don't you have any feelings left for me?" he said. I laughed and replied, "You don't need me. What you need is a proper wife to give you status and face. I'm tired of playing that role." The next day, Bianca sought me out, asking for a meeting. I didn't need to guess her intentions. It was likely that she wanted me to hurry up and divorce Sam. I agreed to meet her. Before she could say anything, I raised my hand to stop her and said, "I want to divorce Sam even more than you can imagine. So you better figure out how to get him to sign the papers. Otherwise, how will you ever become Mrs. Sam?" My words left Bianca speechless for a long time. She bit her lip nervously, twisted her fingers, and finally summoned the courage to speak. "I know you're going to divorce him. I'm not here about that. I came because Sam has another woman. Now what?" I froze for a moment and then burst into laughter. "Why are you telling me this? Do you expect me to help you fend off the new mistress? Don't worry. You're insignificant to me, let alone the fourth or fifth mistress. All of you are the same in my eyes. None of you matter." I leaned in closer, my tone icy. "Let me be clear. To him, you're worthless. You don't understand the life of wealthy families. They only marry women of equal status. Do you really think the story of Cinderella will happen to you? Don't be so naive. Being too naive only makes you look foolish." Bianca, on the verge of collapse, screamed, "But I'm pregnant with Sam's child and I haven't seen him in a week. I looked through his phone and found out he's been with another woman. He loves her now. What should I do? I have nothing but him." She glanced at me with suspicion and disbelief. "It must have been you. You sent someone to seduce Sam, didn't you? How could you be so cruel? You couldn't win him back, so you resorted to this to disgust me." I snapped back. "Are you out of your mind?" I was too tired to deal with her baseless accusations. Standing up, I said, "Whatever happens between you and Sam is none of my business. Unlike you, I have better things to do. Don't bother me again." With that, I turned and walked away. I underestimated Bianca. She hired someone to follow Sam and the other woman and discovered that the girl was a college student. Bianca found out the girl's school and major, then posted all the intimate photos of her and Sam on the university's official forum, demanding an explanation. The act of a university student seducing a married man was considered despicable. The girl was summoned by the school administration, who demanded that she immediately stop her immoral actions and issue a public apology. The girl refused, relying on her connection with Sam. As a result, to quell the scandal, the school decided to expel her. Sam called my house. On the phone, he sighed. "Lisa, I've told you before. If you give me another chance, we can start over. I'll end all these relationships. But if you're being so unyielding, why would you target a young girl like this? Zoe is only years old. She doesn't understand anything." I felt a rush of anger. "Sam, let me make this clear. When I said I found you disgusting, I meant it. Do you think I would still care about your affairs or bother interfering with your mistresses? You're giving yourself way too much credit. And let me remind you, my lawyer has already collected all the evidence of your infidelity. If you still refuse to sign the divorce papers, don't blame me for asking for more in court." In the end, Sam signed the divorce agreement. A month later, we were officially divorced. When it was all over, Sam looked at me, his expression a mix of regret and emotions that were hard to put into words. Finally, he smiled faintly and said, "Can I drive you home one last time like we used to when we were dating?" I took a step back and shook my head. "Sam, I used to like you a lot. I even thought we'd grow old together. But now, since we're divorced, let's just leave it at that. Take care of yourself." After the divorce, Bianca, who was visibly pregnant, thought she could pressure Sam into marrying her. But Sam had no intention of marrying her. She was just someone he had fun with, and the position of Mrs. Sam was reserved for a woman from a respected family. Bianca finally understood what I had meant. Sam's family company was holding a press conference for its 10th anniversary. Bianca showed up behind the reporters and grabbed a microphone. She loudly asked, I want to ask the boss, are you going to take responsibility for the child in your girlfriend's belly? Her question silenced the room. All eyes turned to her, and every camera focused on her face and her belly. Sam's father's face darkened with anger, and Sam froze, unable to respond. The reporters swarmed forward, bombarding him with questions. Mr. Sam, what is your relationship with this woman? We've heard she used to be your secretary. Did your relationship start after your divorce? Miss, are you a mistress trying to take a higher position? How far along are your pregnancy? The company's PR team quickly stepped in to try to control the situation. Sam, regaining his composure, said, "Of course I will take responsibility. I'm just waiting for the right moment to plan a proposal. When there's good news, I'll be sure to share it with everyone." The company's anniversary press conference was broadcast live, essentially confirming to the public that Sam's divorce was due to his infidelity. In previous years, the company's stock would rise after the anniversary event. But this year, because of Sam's scandal, the stock plummeted and hit the daily limit down for an entire week, cutting the company's assets in half. The family elders were enraged. It was said that Sam knelt in front of the ancestral altar for a whole day as punishment. Meanwhile, Bianca moved into Sam's house. Although there was no wedding, she thought she had achieved something. After the embarrassment at the press conference, Sam seemed to give up completely. He openly started changing female companions daily. Bianca might have moved in, but she didn't realize that Sam had multiple properties. She often went a whole week without seeing him. Moreover, she forgot that she wasn't the only woman in Sam's life. At my family's annual gala, attended by all the elites in Haicheng, Sam showed up with Zoe by his side. When Sam saw me walking in with a male companion, his face froze for a moment. He approached us and tentatively greeted me. I smiled slightly and held my companion's arm, saying, "This is my boyfriend, Eric. He's not from this circle, so you probably have nothing to talk about. Excuse us." With that, I led Eric away. Sam stepped forward to block us. "When did you two meet? Did you go on that trip with him? Is it because of him that you were in such a hurry to get divorced?" Eric, being the gentleman, calmly responded, "Mr. Sam, I only started pursuing Lisa a month ago. We were lucky enough to fall in love at first sight. I'm very fortunate that she agreed to be my girlfriend." I laughed and added, "Mr. Sam, your mind is as complicated as your personal life. Look, here comes the tigress from your house." Sure enough, Bianca, heavily pregnant, stormed over from a distance, holding a glass of wine. She threw the wine at Zoe and yelled, "You shameless woman! How dare you seduce my husband?" Zoe, who had been expelled from university and was living in a house Sam bought for her, was usually obedient and quiet. She never demanded a status, which made Sam like her more. Seeing Bianca's aggressive behavior, Sam shielded Zoe and dodged the wine. He grabbed Bianca's hand to stop her from hitting Zoe. "What are you doing?" he demanded. Zoe cowered behind him, her voice trembling. "Sam, I'm scared. Last time she ruined my education, and now she's trying to hit me." Bianca pointed at Zoe and shouted, "Stop pretending to be innocent. I've used all your tricks before. You're not even worthy of playing these games with me." Turning to Sam, she started crying, her tears flowing like a delicate flower in the rain. "Husband, I'm about to give birth to your child, and there's no one at home to help me. Do you want me to die with the baby?" Sam frowned, clearly annoyed. "The servants and housekeepers all left because of your unreasonable demands. You drove them all away, and now you're complaining about being alone." Bianca's eyes turned red with anger. Clutching her belly, she shouted, "When you were courting me, everything I said was right. Now everything I say is unreasonable. The truth is, you're bored with me because I'm pregnant." From behind Sam, Zoe peeked out and smirked subtly, a look of provocation crossing her face. She said, "If you know that, why do you still cling to him?" Just then, Bianca stepped forward as if to lash out, but suddenly she winced in pain and clutched her belly, bending over. "Sam, my stomach hurts," she cried. I pointed at the ground and exclaimed, "Oh no, Bianca's water just broke." Sure enough, a puddle formed under her feet, and she went into premature labor. Fortunately, the hotel was well equipped, and their medical staff arrived promptly to assist Bianca. An ambulance was called, and at the hospital, Bianca gave birth prematurely to Sam's first son. The events at the gala caused a huge stir. Word spread that Sam's family sent a butler and a nanny to the hospital with nourishing soup to take care of Bianca. They also took the baby back home, saying that the young master needed to be brought home to pay respects to the ancestors. Bianca was overjoyed, thinking that her child being accepted by Sam's family meant she was also being acknowledged. But her happiness didn't last long. Sam never showed up, and after the baby was taken away, no one from Sam's family came back for her. Bianca finally realized that she had been abandoned. She wanted to call the police, but they told her that it was a family matter, and the father and grandparents taking the child was normal. They could only mediate, and it was up to the family to negotiate. Just having given birth, Bianca was deeply shaken by the situation and became hysterical. The doctor diagnosed her with postpartum depression and advised against any more emotional shocks. After being discharged, Bianca quietly returned to Sam's house. She didn't cause any trouble. Sam's family didn't mistreat her and continued to provide staff to serve her. They told her that as long as she behaved and didn't make a fuss, she could continue to live comfortably. On the baby's 1-month celebration, Sam's family hosted a grand banquet at their ancestral home. The food, chefs, and staff were all from a high-end catering service. Even though Sam and I were divorced, my company still had some business ties with his family. To maintain appearances, I accompanied my brother to the banquet. Everything was going well until someone asked, "Where's your precious grandson? Why don't you bring him out for us to see?" Sam's mother was about to call the nanny when the nanny ran out in a panic, shouting, "Madam, something's wrong. The baby is gone." Sam's mother froze, her face pale with fear. "No one has left the house. How could he disappear? He's only a month old. He couldn't have run away by himself." Suddenly, someone screamed from the courtyard. Pointing at the rooftop, they shouted, "There's someone up there holding the baby. They're going to jump." It was Bianca. She had disguised herself in a staff uniform, sneaked in, and taken the baby to the roof. People started filming. I saw Sam rush to the rooftop. Sam's voice trembled as he tried to soothe her. "What are you doing? Don't do anything stupid. Be good and come down. Tell me what you want and I'll make it happen. Just put the baby down." Bianca seemed not to hear him. She held the baby close and hummed a lullaby. "Don't be afraid, baby. Mommy is here. Mommy will always be with you." Sam slowly moved closer, his tone soft and coaxing. "Bianca, calm down. Whatever you want, just say it. I can give you anything. But please put the baby down first." Finally, Bianca looked at him, her expression completely deranged. "Liar. You lied to me. You took away my job, my life, and made me have this child. I've lost my freedom because of you. And you never intended to marry me. Lisa was right. You'll only marry someone from a powerful family. I was just a toy for you. If I can't have what I wanted, then you won't get what you want either. You'll never take my son. He's my life and I'll take him with me, whether it's to heaven or hell." With that, she jumped off the roof, clutching the baby tightly. Screams erupted from the crowd below. Sam's face turned ashen and he lunged forward trying to grab her, but it was too late. Bianca and the baby fell straight to the ground, lifeless. I sighed deeply, feeling sorry for the poor child. Sam's mother clutched her chest and fainted on the spot. Sam rushed downstairs but seemed to slip and tumbled violently down the stairs, suffering multiple fractures. He seemed oblivious to the pain, dragging himself with assistance to the ground floor. Staring blankly at Bianca and his 1-month-old child lying lifeless on the ground, his legs suddenly gave out and he knelt down. "Bianca," he murmured. The tragedy at the 1-month banquet spread quickly throughout Haicheng. Sam's scandal of impregnating his secretary, abandoning her, and refusing to marry her, which led to her postpartum depression and the tragic death of both her and the child, made him the most infamous man in the city. As the scandal spread, the company's stock plummeted again. This time the damage was irreparable. Once a top company in Haicheng, it shrank to a fraction of its former self and was relegated to the bottom tier. Sam's father, consumed by anger, suffered a stroke. The company was handed over to Sam, but a series of setbacks had already broken him. My family seized the opportunity and purchased a significant number of shares, propelling us to become the wealthiest family in Haicheng. The next time I saw Sam was at my engagement party with Eric. He hobbled over on his injured leg and handed me a gift. I looked at him. He was dressed in a cheap suit, his face haggard, and he had lost all the charm and sophistication he once had as a playboy. He gently hugged me and said, "Lisa, be happy." Turning to Eric, he gave him a long, meaningful look. "Take good care of her." With that, he turned and left. Eric teased me. "Your ex-husband still seems to have feelings for you." Adjusting the bouquet in my hands, I smiled and said, "Of course, I'm amazing. If you don't watch out, this free little bird might just fly away." Eric clasped my hand tightly and said softly, "I'll never let you go." I held Eric's hand in return, and from that moment on, I was ready to spend the rest of my life by his side, finding solace and happiness in his embrace.